The cinema of West Bengal refers to the Indian Bengali language film industry based in the Tollygunge region of Kolkata, West Bengal, India. The origins of the nickname Tollywood, a portmanteau of the words Tollygunge and Hollywood, dates back to 1932. Although the industry's gross box office is smaller, when compared to large market-driven industries of the country such as Bollywood, Telugu cinema, and Tamil cinema, the Bengali film industry is known for producing many of Indian cinema's most critically acclaimed global parallel cinema and art films, with several of its filmmakers gaining international acclaim and prominence at the Indian National Film Awards. Modern Bengali cinema is known for reinventing the cinematic norms from the poetically theoretical to the in-your-face physical and romantic fantasies, that which is evident in the Western world. Ever since Satyajit Ray's Patha Panchali was awarded Best Human Document at the 1956 Cannes Film Festival, Bengali films frequently appeared in international fora and film festivals for the next several decades. This allowed Bengali filmmakers to reach a global audience. The most influential among them was Satyajit Ray, whose films became successful among European, American and Asian audiences. His work subsequently had a worldwide impact, with filmmakers such as Martin Scorsese, James Ivory, Abbas Kiarostami, Elie Kazan, Francois Truffaut, Carlos Saura, Isao Takahata, Wes Anderson and Danny Boyle being influenced by his cinematic style, and many others such as Akira Kurosawa praising his work. The youthful coming-of-age dramas that have flooded art houses since the mid-50s owe a tremendous debt to the Apu trilogy. Kanchenjunga introduced a narrative structure that resembles later hyperlink cinema. Ray's 1967 script for a film to be called The Alien, which was eventually cancelled, is widely believed to have been the inspiration for Steven Spielberg's E.T. Ira Sachs' 40 Shades of Blue was a loose remake of Charlotta, and in Gregory Nava's My Family, the final scene is duplicated from the final scene of The World of Apu. Similar references to Ray films are found in recent works such as Sacred Evil, The Elements trilogy of Deepa Mehta, and in films of Jean-Luc Godard. Another prominent Bengali filmmaker is Mrinal Sen, whose films have been well known for their Marxist views. During his career, Mrinal Sen's films have received awards from major film festivals, including Cannes, Berlin, Venice, Moscow, Karlovy Vary, Montreal, Chicago, and Cairo. Retrospectives of his films have been shown in major cities of the world. Another Bengali filmmaker, Ritwik Ghatak, began reaching a global audience long after his death, beginning in the 1990s. A project to restore Ghatak's films was undertaken, and international exhibitions have belatedly generated an increasingly global audience. Some of his films have strong similarities to later famous international films, such as Ajantric resembling the Herbie films and Barry Takapalya resembling Francois Truffaut's The 400 Blows. The cinematographer Subrata Mitra, who made his debut with Ray's The Apu trilogy, also had an important influence on cinematography across the world. One of his most important techniques was bounce lighting, to recreate the effect of daylight on sets. He pioneered the technique while filming Aparajito, the second part of the Apu trilogy. Some of the experimental techniques which Satyajit Ray pioneered include photo-negative flashbacks and X-ray digressions while filming Pratidwadi. Etymology Tollywood was the very first Hollywood-inspired name, dating back to a 1932 article in the American Cinematographer by Wilford E. Deming, an American engineer who was involved in the production of the first Indian sound film. He gave the industry the name Tollywood because the Tollygunge district in which it was based rhymed with Hollywood, and because Tollygunge was the center of the cinema of India as a whole at the time. much like Hollywood, was in the cinema of the United States. In that same March 1932 article, Deming was also considering the name Tollygunge, but decided to go with Tollywood as the nickname for the Tollygunge area due to Tolly being a proper name and Gunge meaning locality in the Bengali language. It was this chance juxtaposition of two pairs of rhyming syllables, Holly and Tolly, that led to the name Tollywood being coined. The name Tollywood went on to be used as a nickname for the Bengali film industry by the popular Kolkata-based Junior Statesman youth magazine, establishing a precedent for other film industries to use similar-sounding names. Tollywood later went on to inspire the name Bollywood, which in turn inspired many other similar names. History. The history of cinema in Bengal dates to the 1890s, when the first bioscopes were shown in theatres in Calcutta. Within a decade, the first seeds of the industry was sown by Hiralal Sen, considered a stalwart of Victorian-era cinema when he set up the Royal Bioscope Company, producing scenes from the stage productions of a number of popular shows at the Star Theatre, Minerva Theatre, Classic Theatre. Following a long gap after Sen's works, Dhirendranath Ganguly established the Indo-British Film Co., the first Bengali-owned production company, in 1918. However, the first Bengali feature film, Bilwi Mongal, was produced in 1919 under the banner of Maiden Theatre. Bilat Ferret was the IBFC's first production in 1921. The Maiden Theatre production of Jamai Shastri was the first Bengali talkie. A long history has been traversed since then, with stalwarts such as Satyajit Ray, Mrinal Sen and Ritwik Ghatak and others earning international acclaim and securing their place in the movie history. Early development. Silent era, 1919 to 1930. Hiralal Sen. India is credited as one of Bengal's and India's first directors. These were all silent films. Hiralal Sen is also credited as one of the pioneers of advertisement films in India. The first Bengali language movie was the silent feature Bilwi Mongal, produced by the Maiden Theatre Company of Calcutta and released on 8 November 1919, only 6 years after the first full-length Indian feature film, Raja Harish Chandra, was released. The early beginnings of the talking film industry go back to the early 1930s, when it came to British India and to Calcutta. The movies were originally made in Urdu or Persian to accommodate a specific elite market. One of the earliest known studios was the East India Film Company. The first Bengali film to be made as a talkie was Jamai Shastri, released in 1931. At this time, the early heroes of the Bengali film industry like Pramadej Baru and D. Barki Bose were at the peak of their popularity. Baru also directed movies, exploring new dimension in Indian cinema. D. Barki Bose directed Chandidas in 1932. This film is noted for its breakthrough in recording sound. Sound recordist Mukul Bose found a solution to the problem of spacing out dialogue and frequency modulation. Rise of the talkie, 1931 to 1947. The contribution of Bengali film industry to Indian film is quite significant. First Bengali talkies Jamai Shastri was released the 11th of April 1931 at Crown Cinema Hall in Calcutta, and first Bengali talkies as full-length feature film Dina Pa Ona was released the 30th of December 1931 at Chitra Cinema Hall in Calcutta. The industry was based in Tollygunge, an area of South Kolkata, West Bengal that is more elite and artistically inclined than the usual musical cinema fare in India. Golden Era, 1952 to 1975. During this period, Bengali cinema enjoyed a large, even disproportionate, representation in Indian cinema. They produced directors like Satyajit Ray, who was an Academy Honorary Award winner, and the recipient of India's and France's greatest civilian honours, the Bharat Ratna and Legion of Honour respectively, and Mrinal Sen, who is the recipient of the French distinction of Commander of the Order of Arts and Letters and the Russian Order of Friendship. Other prominent filmmakers in the Bengali film industry at the time included Bimal Roy and Ritwik Ghatak. The Bengali film industry has produced classics such as Nagarik, the Apu trilogy, Jalsika, Ajantrik, Neel Akashanichi, Devdas Devi, Megadakatara, the Calcutta trilogies, etc. In particular, the Apu trilogy is frequently listed among the greatest films of all time. The most well-known Bengali actor to date has been Uttam Kumar. He and co-star Suchitra Sen were known as the Eternal Pair in the early 1950s, and Sen is regarded as the most beautiful and the most influential actress of all time. Apart from Sen, Sabitri Chatterjee and Supriya Devi were very popular actresses of the 1950s, and they are remembered as among the best actresses of Bengali cinema. Sumitra Chatterjee is a notable actor, having acted in several Satyajit Ray films, and considered as a rival to Uttam Kumar in the 1960s. He is famous for the characterization of Feluda in Sonak Ella and Joy Baba Felunath, written and directed by Ray. He also played the adult version of Apu in The World of Apu, directed by Ray. In the 1960s, Bengal saw many talented actresses like Madhabi Mukherjee, Sandhya Roy and Aparna Sen. Aparna Sen was one of the most successful actresses of the golden era. She became the leading heroine of 1970s, and since 1981 she has been directing films. One of the most well-known Bengali actress was Sharmila Tagore, who debuted in Ray's The World of Apu, and became a major actress in Bengali cinema as well as Bollywood. Despite Suchitra Sen being the greatest actress, Sharmila was the most commercial successful actress in history, with films like The World of Apu, Devi, Nayak, Simabada and Aranya Dinratri. Utpal Dutt is internationally known for his acting in movies and plays, especially Shakespearean plays. Bhanu Bandyopadhyay, Ravi Ghosh and Anup Kumar were best known for the comic timing, and with the versatile acting talent they stunned the audience and critics. The pioneers in Bengali film music include Ray Chand Boral, Pankaj Mullik and K.C. Day, all associated with New Theatres Calcutta. The greatest composers of the golden era included Robin Chatterjee, Sudan Das Gupta, Nachiketa Ghosh, Hemant Kumar, etc. Budgets: 70 to 100 Bengali movies are released every year and are produced with a budget of 20 rupees to Rs. 15 million per movie. India's big house Reliance Big Entertainment and Home Entertainment, Shri Venkatesh Films, Viacom Pictures are the producers of the most expensive Bengali movies, while other regional movies like the ones in Tamil and Telugu have a budget of 400 million rupees. Budgets of Bengali movies are still restricted within certain limits. For reference, a crore rupee equals 10 million rupees, and a lakh equals 100,000 rupees. Many of the most critically acclaimed Bengali films were low-budget films, including Satyajit Ray's famous The Apu trilogy. The first film in the trilogy, Patha Panchali, was produced on a shoestring budget of Rs. 150,000 using an amateur cast and crew. All his other films that followed also had low budgets, with his most expensive films since the 60s being The Adventures of Goopy and Bhagaratars, 600,000 and Shatranj Ke Kalaritars, 6 million. The Bengali film industry, which had been a beacon for the country's film industry until the 1980s, is in a turnaround mode. At a time when Bollywood continues its rollercoaster ride, there are cheers in the Bengali film industry with several commercial successes. The dark period of the 1990s, when Bengali tinsel town was on a steep decline, seems like a nightmare that's best forgotten, and with the the money pouring in, producers from other states are now knocking on the doors of Bengali directors. Industry sources say that the best proof of the comeback is seen in the increasing number of cinema houses showing Bengali films. Even a few years ago, of the 800 movie theaters in the state, no more than 350 were showing just Bengali films. The remaining had spread the risk, showing a mix of either Hindi and English or Hindi and Bengali films. 2008, nearly 700 theaters are showing Bengali films. Bombay, produced by Ramoji Films at a cost of 8 million rupees, recovered its costs within 3 weeks and earned 20 million in all. The movie has brought back the concept of family entertainment, with Sandeep's gambit of contemporizing the plot paying him rich dividend. Admitting that he did not expect this success, he told Life that he was now lining up another such film for release next year. Earlier, a film by award-winning director Buddhadeb Dasgupta's Mondo Maya Upakhyan, produced by Aryo Entertainments, netted nearly 7 million rupees through sale of overseas rights against a cost of 0.6 million rupees. Haranath Chakraborty, his film Sathi, created a record by recouping over 5 times its production cost, although the film Chokabali, with big names like Aishwarya Rai, Ritu Ghosh and Tagore, failed to yield expected results. The movie billed at 16.5 million rupees. Total number of cinema theatre is approx 400, but there are films like Kala Rakalbi Sekidas which created huge controversy for its strong political comments on contemporary Bengal. Despite its formal brilliance, too, was not successful in the box office, as the film was unceremoniously withdrawn from the theatres. Loose and unorganized production activities, dominated and dictated by providers of capital, led to proliferation of substandard films, which were most often commercial failures. The recent successes have come through some concerted effort by Parallel Cinema, which has tapped the domestic market, even while scouting the overseas ones, hitting the festival circuit somewhere in between. As such, celluloid creations of award-winning directors like Gautam Ghosh, Ritu Ghosh and Aparna Sen started bringing money for the producers. However, at around the same time, movies in the commercial circuit also started doing well, supported strongly by the response from the semi-urban areas. The big Bollywood banners such as Mukta Arts and Rajshri Films are now showing interest in funding Bengali films. Hollywood houses like Columbia TriStar have made their debut in distributing Bengali movies. According to industry experts, several issues need to be addressed to build on this resurgence and consolidate it. These include inadequate infrastructure, which often compels movie makers to go outside the state for facilities, pushing up costs, poor marketing and distribution, and increasing competition from Bangladeshi films. Rankings. A number of Satyajit Ray films appeared in the Sitanam Sound Critics poll of all-time greatest films, including the Apu trilogy, The Music Room, Charlotta and Days and Nights in the Forest. The 2002 Sitanam Sound Critics and Directors poll also included the Ritwik Ghatak films Megadakatara and Komal Gandhar. In 1998, the critics poll conducted by the Asian film magazine Cinemaya included the Apu trilogy, Ray's Charlotta and The Music Room, and Ghatak's Subarnarika. In 1999, The Village Voice Top 250 Best Film of the Century critics poll also included the Apu trilogy. In 2005, the Apu trilogy was also included in Time magazine's all-time 100 best movies list. In 1992, the Sitanam Sound Critics poll ranked Tray at No. 7 in its list of top 10 directors of all time, and Days and Nights in the Forest. National Board of Review Award for Best Foreign Language Film, Satyajit Ray. The Annual Academy Awards Academy Honorary Award, Satyajit Ray. Regional Awards, Bengal Film Journalists Association Awards, the oldest association of film critics in India, founded in 1937, by the inspiration and determination of the handful of pioneers amongst the then thin section of scribes that were drawn to film journalism with a lofty mission to serve the developing film journalism and film industry. An Nandalok Awards ceremony is one of the most prominent film events given for Bengali cinema in India. Kalaka Awards ceremony is recognized as one of the topmost award ceremonies of eastern region of India. Tele Samman Awards Sangbad Pratidin, a Kolkata-based Bengali daily organized this award ceremony. Zee Bangla Gaurav Samman Awards. These awards are designed for the people by the people. Zee Bangla would be honoring the rich culture and tradition of the land and felicitating the evergreen personalities from the field of theatre, film, music and our own television shows. Filmfare Awards East